Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. Let's get right into it. Yes, I want to talk about Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Xander Zayas, Barclays Center on New York. We are going to be having Puerto Ricans, Zayas' people in the house. Boots. Philadelphians are going to be in the house and it's going to be an epic night. I can't wait. I can't wait. This one is being pitched as a possible fight of the year. Who knows? Let's wait and see. I do love the matchup though. I do love the matchup. I know a lot of people, including myself, would have preferred Boots versus Virgil Ortiz. I would have much preferred that. That said, Xander Zayas might be a trickier customer than Ortiz. Xander Zayas, is not just a come forward fighter that gets stuck on the inside of combination punches and loading up on shots. He's a little bit wiser. He moves. He's got good feet, good hands. He's a good fighter. He is a good fighter. 23 years old only with a record. 23 wins, no losses, no draws. 13 coming via KO. And even though he's the champion, right, with 2 belts, WBO and WBA, but people believe he's taking this opportunity with Ennis too soon. Even Top Rank, his advisors at Top Rank, his promotion at Top Rank, my guys, my people, they think this one is too early. You can see it is written all over their faces. So they didn't want him to take this fight, but it's because of this young man. He just believes in himself. Obviously he wants a big payday as well. Who's gonna pay him bigger than Ennis can? And the other options, if he wants to unify and make a big payday, he has to go against the champions. Who are the other options? Sebastian Fondora, Josh Kelly. Those are not easy fights. Not for Zayas. They're not easy fights. As talented as Zayas is. So why not go for the toughest guy for the biggest money? Even if you lose, it's not going to mean much. People think you're going to lose anyway. So you can rebuild. As long as Boots does not break him up, he can rebuild. Aside from that, man, this boy has heart. This young man has tremendous heart. And when you see that in a sport as hard as boxing, you have to always salute that type of heart, my guys, my people. Now, Xander Zayas, right? Like I said, it's not the marquee fight that we would have wanted for Boots, right? But Zayas is very, very talented. Very, very talented, It's not the fight that we would have wanted for Zayas as well this early. But he believes in himself, like I said, right? And he's got great boxing fundamentals, good defense, good footwork, very, very fast, great balance, good movement. Good movement. But in all that he does, Boots does the same and more and does it better. And according to me, if you ask me, that is, Boots is several levels above Xander Zayas. Not only is he more experienced, but several levels above Xander Zayas. At least 2 levels above Xander Zayas. But listen, so what? Everybody got weaknesses, and people think, including myself, that Boots does have weaknesses. But it's not as strong as a weakness as a lot of people think it is. But ultimately, can Zayas capitalize on those weaknesses, though? Which people say is present in Boots. They say that he struggles against movers. And we saw how he won almost every round with Chukadzian, by the way. But we saw how the movement of Chukadzian in their second fight gave issues to Boots. Wasn't landing as often, even though he was landing definitely, but he was getting hit a lot too. So something was offsetting him with that movement, obviously. And if Chukadzian can, Zayas can do it much better. I think is a superior fighter to Chukadzian. But it's not something, it's not movement that Boots couldn't sort out if he wanted to. I just felt that with Chukadzian, he didn't feel any threat from Chukadzian, so why sort it out? He just wanted to break down Chukadzian. He just wanted to break him down. You know, but with Xander Zayas, because of the slickness in his movement, you might have to bring that jab in. You might have to bring that jab in. Great jab. Very stiff piston jab is there to break you up, not just to find the range. Not just for that. You know, it's there to break you up, score points. And he can use that to also sort of tame the movement of Xander Zayas. Right? Now, I said before that he got hit a lot in the Chukadzian fight. Also in the Avanesian fight, he got hit a lot. And people are criticizing. Yeah, he gets hit quite a lot, but I've never seen him get hurt. Never ever seen Jerome Bruce Ennis get hurt. You know, can Xander Zayas hurt him? I don't think so. He can, anyone can get hurt in boxing, but his power is similar to Chukadzian. It's similar to Chukadzian, similar power to similar knockout ratio, right? So I'm not sure whether he's gonna be able to stop Boots. I'm more inclined, heavily inclined, to say that he doesn't stop Boots, because Boots got a great chin, man. He has got a great chin. That's one of his best assets, if anything. So I don't think he's going to be able to hurt Boots, even though throughout the build-up of this fight, I've seen, from what I'm seeing anyway, Xander Zayas is slightly the bigger fighter, even though BoxRec says that they are both 5'10" and share a 74-inch arm reach. I don't see that. I don't see that. And I don't think that's going to play into the advantage of Zayas, because Boots is coming up. It's his only second fight in the division, so he's going to be closer to his powers than Zayas, who's making possibly a harder weight cut, right? And his chin is not as good as Boots, though, because I've seen him get hurt against Slava Sponer, who is nowhere on the level of Boots. And Boots got power, not just chin. He has got power. So if Slava Sponer can, definitely Boots Ennis can. And he's got this habit of throwing at the left hook to the body and then to the top every single time. It's very readable, that from Xander Zayas. And if Sponer was able to read it and punch in between and hit the target and hurt Zayas momentarily, Boots can definitely do more. He can definitely do more. And do you know the thing about Boots? He's got a great engine. Very high work rate. Very durable. Xander Zayas, he has got great stamina too, but I've seen him slow down in fights. Whereas Boots Ennis, he starts very fast, finishes strong. No matter where he finishes, even if it goes a distance, he finishes very strong. And I don't know whether Xander Zayas is gonna be coping with that. Plus, Boots punching in volume. The man punches in volume. He just wants to break you down and get you out of there. Good luck to Zayas, man. I would give him more of a chance going the distance and winning, but even then, because of the attributes of Boots, the volume punching, the stamina, I still got Boots winning if he goes the distance. You know, and by a good margin as well. I'll say unanimous decision. And ultimately though, I don't think it's gonna go the distance. I think Boots gets rid of Zayas in 8 rounds. 6 or 8 rounds. 6 rounds? Let me say 8 rounds. 8 rounds, he gets rid of Xander Zayas, and that's my final prediction, my guys, my people. That said, both fighters are very confident. I've heard Zayas talk about Boots' feet. Did he say Boots got slow feet? Is he crazy? Has he studied Boots properly? And Boots believes that Xander Zayas is an average Joe fighter. So yeah, average Joe. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So they're definitely very confident to the point where they're sort of underestimating each other, it seems. But underestimation, I mean, overconfidence, underestimation can be complacency. It can be complacency. Let's hope it's not that for either fighter, and they come at their very best, and may the best man wins. Now, with that said, let's move on to the co-main event. Ben Whittaker going up against Richard Benghazi. Is it Benghazi? Sorry, my people. Richard Rivieri goes by the alias Popeye. Why they call him Popeye? I don't know why, my people. But do you know what? This might be an upset in hiding. You never know, because when you look at old boy's resume, who is 35 years old with a record 27 wins, 2 losses, 20 coming via KO. You see that he has fought Badou Jack in 2022. So, not a very old Badou Jack. Not a very old Badou Jack. So at that time, Badou Jack was 37. Not a spring chicken either, but not very old. And this man, Mr. Popeye, Richard Rivieri, fought Badou Jack at cruiserweight, went the distance, split decision. He lost, right? But to do that against Badou Jack is not easy. It is not easy to lose to Badou Jack in a very close fight, according to the judges, right? Split decision. So who knows? He could have something up his sleeve, and he's got power too. He has power, but so does Ben Whittaker, right? He does have power. He's very, very durable. Rivieri is. Ben Whittaker's durability is in question. It is in question, though. So yeah, that was after Liam Cameron, the first fight, right? It looked like what Ben Whittaker did there, throwing himself and Liam Cameron outside the ring in Saudi Arabia, was obviously an escape route because he was losing that fight. He managed to get a draw from the judges, mercifully, but that it's been haunting him. It's been haunting him. It's in our minds. We can't get rid of it, even though he had avenged that loss, right, in a second round KO second bout, right? He still hasn't had enough rounds to show us, how durable his endurance and conditioning going at the distance or halfway through a fight. We have not seen that yet, and perhaps Mr. Popeye might be the one for us to find out. And hopefully, when we do find out, is going to be that Ben Whittaker passed the test. Whittaker, though, I have to say, under his new training, or under his new trainer, Andy Lee, they've been doing some great work. I've noticed that Ben Whittaker has sort of almost cut out all of the flamboyant playing around. When you got an opportunity to stop your opposition, you're playing around. The Americans love it. I love it too. I love a fighter that can show finesse and entertain. Ben Whittaker is the guy, right? But us over here in the UK, we also like to know whether you can still be effective against somebody who dancing around is not going to work against. So you have to show us that you can literally box, and so far he's been doing that, giving us a good balance of a little bit of entertainment. It still does the shimmies, little bits of showboating, but it doesn't allow it to take over his entire style, and I like that. And since then we're seeing him sitting down more on his punches, getting those stoppages. And I say, let's get him, man. This is going to be an exciting fight. He's looking huge, though, Ben Whittaker. If you look at his neck, he's a huge light heavyweight. He is a huge light heavyweight. Hopefully he gets through this one, right? Hopefully he does. He has the reach advantage, size advantage, skill sets, age, right? He's only 29 years old. Rivera's 35. 35, so not a spring chicken, Rivera. And so everything sort of assessed, right, or evaluated, I'm going to say Ben Whittaker wins. Ben Whittaker wins. 6-round stoppage, and that's my final prediction, my guys, my people. But that's only because I don't know much about Rivera. I really don't. Now, with that said, should we move on? We were supposed to be having Joe Cordina fighting, you know, Abdullah Mason in July. Well, that's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. Joe Cordina has been in a spot of bother, worse than a spot of bother, in all honesty. I'm sure you guys know about it as well already, if you guys follow your boxing. So what is Joe Cordina going through? Let me take a look at it. So Joe is not going to make it to the title shot with the WBO champion at lightweight. He is the youngest champion in the whole of boxing. That is Abdullah Mason, who is now what, 21 or 22 years old, right? 21 or 22 years old. But this title shot has been snatched away from Joe Cordina through his own fault, by the way. You know, he was denied a visa after they found out that he had been in, you know, a bit of a fight, a bit of an argument, struggle, a violent altercation. He was caught on CCTV at a petrol station. They say outside Pent Wyn service station in Pent Wyn Road, Cardiff, on February 27th. Crazy, right? And CCTV caught everything, you know. CCTV caught everything. The police statement say that Joe Cordina was wielding a weapon and there was a lot of shouting. Everything is caught on CCTV. Absolutely everything is caught on CCTV, my guys, my people. Now, Joe Cordina, 34 years old, from Pontprenay in Wales, right, has been charged with assault and threatening a person with an offensive weapon. Is this the police report I'm reading? Yes, it's the police report I'm reading. So, quote, Joseph Cordina, 34, from Pontprenay, has been charged with assault and threatening a person with an offensive weapon in a public place. He is due to appear at Cardiff Magistrates Court on 7th July. Damn. Jamie O'Brien, 32, from Pentwyn, has been charged with assault and is due to appear in court at Cardiff Magistrates July 28th. So yeah, he has a code D. he has a code D. They didn't state what weapon it was, but this is a sticky one. You might have to serve time if he's found guilty. You know, I really don't like it when people get involved in senseless violence, especially if weapons are involved, you know. But who knows what is behind all of this? You know, as they say, right, for every action there is a reaction, right? This could just be a reaction that you could justify, even if the law doesn't see it the same way. But all the same, it's all trouble. It is all trouble. It's all trouble, my guys, my people. You know, so man, crazy stuff. So he's missing opportunity here. I'm not sure whether he's going to get another title shot and a great opportunity like this. This was his opportunity to become a 2-division champion, you know. If he gets this opportunity again, it would depend how long all of this trouble lasts for, until we can get past it. And Eddie Hearn says they can take it from there after that, you know. But his position, I think, is going to be held for him until I mean, if it's not for too long, his position is going to be safe. If this can be sorted out pretty quickly. I don't think this is going to be a quick thing to sort out. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. He's going to be pissed, boy. He is going to be absolutely pissed. I think he's going to lose his position. Yeah. Pissed. Absolutely pissed. That's all I have for you on this one. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe. Of course, drop your comments below. And as always, my people, stay blessed. Let's catch up on the next one. Stay blessed, my guys, my people. We are out there.